Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review Jurassic Park 3. This is a 2001 film that this time is directed by Joe Johnston, who originally was supposed to direct The Lost World Jurassic Park 2, but the last second Steven Spielberg said, you know what, I'll take care of this. But Spielberg was nice enough to give Johnston this film. The plot is we see Sam Neill back as Dr. Alan Grant, who is doing these seminars and talking about his books and the research on dinosaurs. He doesn't really want to talk about Jurassic Park itself, just back to the knowledge, back to the research, until he gets hired by the Kirby parents, William H. Macy and Tia Leone. They hire him to be their guide back to the island, but just to fly around the island, and that's it. What he doesn't know is that they plan on landing on this island because their son, Eric, has been missing around here for like 8 weeks, so they need Alan Grant to help them find this kid. Oh goody. Now what I think of Jurassic Park 3 is, you know what? I don't hate this movie. And I hate that I have to start the review by saying that. I don't hate this movie. I just don't love this movie. Rewatching it just now might have been the least favorable experience I've had watching the film. I don't think it's bad. I just think that there's a lot of emotion that I do not have for these characters, for this plot, for the situation. There's some cool dinosaur stuff, but really that's about it. First things first. One of the things that I dislike the most about the film is how they have Alan Grant, once again played by Sam Neill, who I like Sam Neill. It's great to see him back. But the fact that they have him and Ellie Sattler not be a couple anymore. This is a couple who in the first movie, sure, their relationship wasn't in the forefront. It wasn't all about them, and that's a good thing. But I still liked the idea that she wanted to have kids. He wasn't really for it at first, but by the end of the movie, he's come around on it. You see him with the kids, and he's like, hey, maybe we can do this. Jump ahead to this film, and for some reason, they're not together anymore. They're just friends now. And Ellie Sattler, Laura Dern, she's now with some other new guy. She has a son with him. So I guess they couldn't really work it out. At the last minute, Grant couldn't have kids and didn't want to, and I'm just like, why? Whose idea was this? Why couldn't we just have them be married now with their own kid? And you could have brought some more weight to, especially when he calls her near the end of the movie when he needs help, and actually, like, if it was her husband calling and their son answering, it would have meant more, would have been better. Sam Neill, like I said, he gets hired by the Kirbys, William H. Macy and Tia Leone. These two, I think, are good actors. I do. Especially in other things, I think they're good actors. But for some reason, something's not clicking with them in this film. I don't know if it's because I don't buy them really as a couple. You're partially almost not supposed to, because you find out that they're divorced. And it was all a big lie just to get Alan to go along with them. He obviously doesn't really know the situation, doesn't know that they don't even have the money to pay him. So I don't know, there's something about just their hystericalness or their bickering or their side plot of, oh, we're getting divorced, but now this situation is going to bring us closer together or back together. It's like, I don't give a fuck about you guys and your failed marriage and you guys getting back together, or your son Eric, who somehow, some way has survived 8 weeks on this island by himself, an island that has velociraptors, that has a T-Rex, that has a Spinosaurus. Bullshit! I'm not buying that this kid has all these resources and weapons and food, and I'm just like, what, did he somehow become Tarzan? Also, there's another character, Billy, and this guy, as an actor, I didn't really care for him, honestly. I was watching him and just like, he felt like a Sam Worthington. He felt like one of those actors, Jai Courtney, somebody who isn't the greatest actor, and for some reason, whatever movie that they're in is trying to shove them down your throat, trying to say, hey, look, this is the movie star. Pay attention to this guy. I felt like they were doing that with him. He's the new hip young guy who's flirting with the girl while they're digging up bones. And how about the fact that he steals raptor eggs? He steals raptor eggs because he was going to sell it for money, and we're supposed to first think he's a dick. But then when he sacrifices himself to save the kid, we're supposed to feel bad for him and then say, oh, well, maybe he wasn't such a bad guy after all. He's just young and he wanted money. Who could blame him? And then after they show a scene where it looks like he dies, it looks like the pterodactyls tear his ass up. You even see blood in the water. You cut to the very last shot of the film. He's just on the rescue plane already. And he's all wrapped up and bandaged and he's safe. And what? Really? That character? You had to bring him back and say that he survived? The infamous dream sequence. The moment when I first saw this movie in the theater, I could not believe my eyes. I think I literally said out loud, what the fuck? When Alan Grant falls asleep on the plane to the island, he has that dream. What? What? Like, that's so weird and so goofy. Who thought seeing a talking raptor, even in a dream, was a good idea? The Spinosaurus, because they try to make this thing the big new bad of the Jurassic Park series, of this movie especially. It shows up and it has this fight with the T-Rex. That's a decent enough fight, and it's brutal, it's hardcore, but the fact that it kills the T-Rex, I hate it. I hate, like, why? Fuck this Spinosaurus. It doesn't look cool. It doesn't look scary, or at least not any scarier than a T-Rex would. Why would you get rid of what we know? I get you want to do something new, you want to do something different, but you didn't have to do it by killing off what we loved about the first movie. Even the second movie, like, it was the main player. I'm not saying you have to have the T-Rex be the main player again, but you didn't have to kill it off like that. You didn't have to make it look like a bitch. And you didn't have to do it for a dinosaur that I didn't think was all that interesting or all that cool or all that scary. The velociraptors, how they have them be more predator-like, more like hunters, and just they even look slightly different in the way how they communicate with each other. The one scene where they cut up the one guy who was with them and they leave him there for dead, but it's a trap, and they show back up, and then when it doesn't work, they snap the guy's neck with its mouth. That was brutal. Brutal for PG-13. But overall, this movie is very forgettable. This movie is just very blah and bland. Not bad, not terrible. It might have sounded like I ranted and raved on this movie. I don't know. That's just the feelings and emotions I get while watching it. A lot of things I disapprove of. A lot of things I'm against. But overall, I guess it's a decent enough time waster. But rewatching it, it might be my least favorite of the Jurassic Park movies. I might dislike this more than Jurassic World, which is something I wouldn't have said before rewatching it. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Jurassic Park 3? Do you like it more than I do? Or do you agree that out of the four, it's the least watchable? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!